The story begins with a man named Enzo, who was a simple thief and used to make his living by committing petty thefts. Today, Enzo was running away from the police after stealing a watch, but the police was also constantly after him. Then Enzo jumped into a river and stood sticking to a wall so that he could escape the eyes of the police. After the police left from there, he stepped on a barrel lying in the river to go back up, but the barrel broke due to its weight, and Enzo's body drowned in the radioactive waste present in that barrel. But still, he somehow pulled himself out of there and started going to his house. But then, on the way, his health started deteriorating. A strange black liquid was coming out of his mouth, and even after reaching home, he was continuously vomiting the same black liquid, after which his health suddenly started deteriorating. But the next morning when he woke up, he was feeling very good, after which he went to his neighbor and then to his gang member Sergio, so that he could sell that stolen watch, a gangster named Sergio Fabio. He used to work for Enzo, who was such a stupid man that once he killed a man just because he brought him a phone of the wrong color. On the other hand, Sergio bought that watch from Enzo for 100 euros and then asked him to accompany him in a drug deal. Now he was getting good money, so he agreed to go. After this, when both of them reached Sergio's house to get the goods for the deal, Enzo met Sergio's daughter Alicia for the first time. Alicia was a little strange. She liked to make and watch children's drawings. She believed that one day her superhero would definitely come to save her. Then on the way, Sergio told Enzo that after Amalia's mother's death, her mind has been affected very badly, after which her behavior has completely changed. Now she keeps watching cartoons all day. Now on the way, these people took 2 drug suppliers in their car and came near a deserted building. Actually, these drug suppliers were those people in whose stomachs drug packets are inserted through surgery so that the police can never catch them. But one of these men had a drug in his stomach. Suddenly, the drug packet burst, and he died due to overdose. Seeing this, his brother blamed Sergio for everything and then took out his gun and started shooting him. But before dying, Sergio hit the head of that boy on the wall and killed him too. But while taking his last breath, that man shot Enzo too, and he staggered and fell down from the building. If there was any other person in place of Enzo, then he would have been killed at that time itself, but Enzo somehow survived. He immediately opened his eyes and stood up. He was not able to understand what had happened to him. On the other hand, Fabio and his people were with Nuzia and Casimo in the club. Nuzia was the leader of the biggest drug cartel of the city. When she asked Fabio about that drug deal, then he lied that everything was fine, because if he told that his drugs are over, then he would be killed. On the other hand, when Benzo returned home, Alicia started asking him about her father, but he did not give any answer and went inside his flat. But despite this, Alicia kept knocking on the door of his flat, due to which Enzo got fed up and went to the house. He punched the wall, which went through the door. He was surprised to see how this happened. After this, he pushed his cupboard, which went fast, and got stuck to the wall. Now he understood that because of that radioactive waste, he had developed superhuman strength, but a thief is a thief. So that night, he uprooted an ATM machine, and with the money he took out from it, he bought a lot of food for himself. Because of those powers, his wounds also started healing quickly. Even the bullet wound on his shoulder healed in a few hours. On the other hand, downstairs, Fabio started questioning Alicia about her father, Sergio. He felt that Sergio ran away with her drugs, but Alicia did not know anything about this, so she stood quietly scared. Then suddenly, Enzo broke the window and came into that room wearing a mask and hoodie, and because of his superpower, he straightened up all these goons in a moment. Those goons also understood that they cannot defeat him, so they apologized to him and quietly left from there. After which, Enzo brought Alicia to his flat so that she could stay safe. Alicia felt that Enzo was her hero, and finally, he came to save her. Seeing her mental condition, Enzo also agreed with her, and on the other hand, Fabio saw the video of Enzo stealing the ATM machine, which was going viral on the internet. After seeing this, he was convinced that this was the same man who had stolen his ATM machine a few days ago. When Fabio's right-hand man Antonio came there, and advised Fabio that we should take a loan from someone and pay back Nucia's money. But Fabio said no. Instead, we will rob a bank car, and Fabio had already planned it. On the other hand, Enzo also found a plan to rob the same car in Sergio's documents. The next day, Fabio and his men started waiting for that car to come with all their weapons, but Enzo stopped the car before them and looted everything. Fabio also shot at him, but it had no effect on Enzo, and he easily escaped from them. Now at night, Enzo and Alicia sat together and watched Alicia's favorite anime. Here, Enzo came to know that someone had sexually abused her in the past few years. Well, the next day, Alicia repeatedly asked Enzo to save her father. Then Enzo brought her to a closed theme park and started giving her a ride in that place using his powers. On the other hand, a debate started between Fabio and Antonio, because he was telling Fabio that we should return Nucia's money by taking a loan, but Fabio was not ready for this at all. And when Fabio did not listen to him, he let loose his dogs on Antonio, who killed Antonio by tearing him apart. On the other hand, Enzo got Alicia a very beautiful dress from a mall which she always wanted, after which Enzo told her about Sergio's death. Now, on hearing about her father, Alicia got angry at him that why did he not save her father? On the other hand, the news of the bank's money being stolen had spread on the news channels, and Enzo had become famous as a super criminal, while Fabio also wanted to get such superhuman powers. On the other hand, angry with Enzo, Alicia got on a bus, but Enzo stopped the bus from moving forward with his power. Then he came inside and apologized to Alicia, and Alicia also agreed to go with him, but Enzo had forgotten that he had not worn his hat and mask. Then, when he looked around, people were shooting his video from all sides. He quickly took Alicia and left from there. On the other hand, when there was no way left, Fabio borrowed money from his other dealer so that he could get rid of Nucia, and then Nucia also reached there with her men. She was very angry for not getting the money on time, so soon a fight started between both the groups in which only Fabio and Nucia survived. On reaching his location, Fabio saw that all his men had been killed, and then the video of Enzo stopping the bus started playing on TV. On seeing this, Fabio recognized him and set out to find him. On the other hand, Enzo and Alicia were also preparing to flee to another city because the police had come to know the truth about Enzo, after which both of them stopped at a hotel. Then Fabio reached there with his gun, and as soon as he came, he made Enzo unconscious. After a while, when Enzo opened his eyes, Fabio had tied him completely with duct tape. He asked him to tell the secret of his powers in exchange for Alicia's life. Now, to save Alicia's life, Enzo brought her to the bank of the same river and told her the whole thing, but Fabio did not believe him. Meanwhile, Nucia also came there with her people and started firing indiscriminately at them. In this firing, Fabio and Alicia were hit by many bullets, after which, to take her revenge, Nucia burnt Fabio's body and threw it in the river. On the other hand, Alicia, who was taking her last breaths, asked Enzo to help the people by using his power. No matter how much power Enzo had in his body, but at this time, he was feeling very helpless. The next day, Fabio came out of that river, and now his body also had superhuman powers, like Enzo, after which he went to Nucia's hideout and killed all the people present there. He also made a video of himself while killing them so that he could become famous like Enzo. On the other hand, Enzo was wandering here and there, upset with Alicia's death, when a car met with an accident on the road, and Enzo, using his powers, killed that burning car. He saved the life of a girl from the crashed car. The girl's mother thanked Enzo, but then Enzo saw Fabio on TV, who was saying that in some time he would destroy France's biggest stadium with a bomb, because he wanted to do this just for fun. On seeing this, Enzo quickly reached the stadium where thousands of people were waiting for the match to start. Then he found Fabio there, who had the bomb's remote in his hand. After this, there was a fierce fight between them, but then Fabio saw the opportunity and ran inside the stadium. Enzo also followed him, but before he could stop him, Fabio activated the bomb. Then Enzo picked up the bomb and started running towards the river, so that he could send the bomb away from the people. He was about to throw the bomb in the river when Fabio pushed him down, and the bomb fell on the bridge, which had only 1 minute left to explode. Now, when the bomb was about to explode, Enzo jumped down from the bridge with the bomb and Fabio. Fabio was killed in that explosion, and his head separated from his body and fell out. Everyone thought that maybe Enzo also got killed in that explosion, but at the end of the story, we saw him standing far away and looking at the city, who was now going to become a new messiah of the city and friends. This story ends here.